September, we will be having a business training series, which is centered on the mastering of essentials of food processing and packaging business. So when I said the essentials of food processing and packaging, we know that we have series of approaches, series of procedure we use in the production of foods. And so it's not only limited to one area, it's a continuous process, because one thing that is very essential as far as this country is concerned is the one thing that is common and that is very, very essential to mankind is food. So as a food processor working or thriving in the food industry, we encourage everyone to please be part of the move, to save our country in terms of food security. So that is why in time like this, we are coming up with this kind of training so that everyone can be a contributor, can be a drive to support the country as the country is fighting for food security. So once again, this is, like I said, this is Kelani Consulting. We are fully registered, and our head office is in Delta State, Asaba, while we have our Lagos office. This is our company address, as you can see. So this is Kelani Consulting, a business unit of Kelani Engineering Services. It was established to solve business problems across manufacturing and production sector in the country. And when Oh, sorry, I'm muted. I'm very sorry. I'm muted. So this is Kelani Consulting. As I said, we are the business unit of Kelani Engineering Service, and we are here to solve business problems across the manufacturing and production sector in the country. As we all know, as a food processor, as a packager, as in any way we are contributing to the economic growth, and we are building our country. Particularly based on this series we are currently having now, we are on this drive together to tackle food security so that the least of the country can have something to feed on. That is why we are coming up in time like this to also save the country as regards food security. And also we help business and organization and their strategic skills. We help them in this regard as well. And also we solve the problem of technological knowledge of machines and equipment, policies and regulation. You know, as a food processor, there are some equipment that will be needed, that will be required of us in processing our foods and packaging them. We have the sealing machine, we have dryers, we have many equipment like that that will be needed that are very, very essential. So these are part of the things that we'll be getting from this series. And as a company, I'll let you know that as far as you are part of this manufacturers community of Kelani Consulting, There is no machine or equipment you need that you will not get from us. That one is certain. That one is certain. And being a beneficiary of this our training, it will give more avenue to access us directly in order to get some of those machineries and equipment. So our mission as a whole, as Kelani mission, is to promote indigenous production with the supply of technology. And what do we mean by that? As a company, our focus is that the list of any producer or of any manufacturer in this country will definitely feed back the society. And what do I mean by that? Nothing is a waste in according to us. There is nothing that is waste because everything is useful. And so we will now build a system whereby each and every one of us will be independent and will be confident that, okay, as far as this thing is concerned, I can do this. I can save my community. I can feed my community. I can give back to my community. That's why we promote indigenous production. We don't have to import everything we need. There are things we can locally do by ourselves. And that is why we are organizing this training. And once again, I will still encourage each and every one of us to keep on sharing this series so that because it's going to benefit a quite number of people. And it is our aim that everyone who undergo this training will definitely thrive in their line of businesses. What are our core values? Our core values involve inspiration, creativity, and empowerment, just like we've mentioned earlier. Each and every one of us here will be creative to create some certain thing, to package some certain things in the sense that what a common man we see as will be like, okay, this is nothing, this is common. The way by the time we rebrand it ourselves, they will get to know that, oh, so this thing can also come up in this form. So that is just a brief introduction about what K-Learning is all about. And what are our offerings? As a consulting firm of this company, our offerings include your business operations. We can help you to streamline your operations. We can help you to build a strategic growth. You can reach out to us on that further. And also procurement of machines and equipment, just like I mentioned. After this training, it is essential that many of us will start our businesses. That is for those who has not started, and for those who are already into the business, there are some equipment you may not be aware of or that you are aware of, but it looks quite huge for you to afford. By the time you reach out to us, you can get it in a discounted price. And also we help companies, we help organizations to recruit. That is our HR solution. We give human resource management. We hire for companies. So you can reach out to us if you are in need of any staff at any capacity, either in industry, in your workplace, anywhere you need human resource. We will definitely provide you with that. Now, this is where we are going. Today, we are starting a series that revolves around food processing and packaging. And with us today, we have a personality whose name is Ayeni Ifejola Inumidun. She'll be our facilitator for today. And briefly, let me read a little about her. She is an highly motivated and dedicated professional with 5 years of experience in agricultural produce processing. She has a proven track record of award-winning achievement. She is skilled in processing, greenhouse and nursery plantation, and passionate about food processing for human consumption. She's committed to delivering exceptional results. Currently, she's a consultant in Agribusiness Hub at Climate Emerge Innovation Development, that's CEID, and also she's a researcher on individual projects at the University College Psychiatric Department. She's a graduate of Agricultural and Bioenvironmental Engineering, a Level 3 certificate holder in Human Safety and Environmental Management, and she had a certification from a Chartered Institute of Environmental Health and Safety Management, United States of America. She has a first degree certificate in human rights with World Health Organization, and her top skill sets are agricultural produce processing, greenhouse nursery, food processing for human consumption, and also she's into agro-business consulting, research and development. So this is the personality we will be having today on our training series. So with all humility and sincerity, let me bring on board our facilitator for today, Miss Ayeni Ifejola. You know me too.
Thank you very much. That's a long, that's a long introduction, and I'm honored. Um, Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this wonderful training. I I can say that this is actually a wonderful thing. Of course, I'm sorry this supposed to be projected, but for everyone or anyone that needs everything I'm going to be talking about, you can please reach out to Mr. Wale. He will definitely provide it for you because I will get it across to him. So, first thing that I want us to know is that before you can find a solution, there should be a problem. So now we're talking about a problem in a processing sector, in agricultural sector. Now, and the problem is wastage of food, you know, how we can prevent our agricultural produce to have a long lifespan, and also, to reduce stress, to quicken the production, or to quicken our making of whatever it is that we want to make. So basically I base on processing of bean flour, yam flour, if you want to make custard, how to make custard powder. Yeah, I'm also into banana flour, rice flour, stuffs like that, any flour you can think of. And I supply food stuff. So we are okay. So let me first start with food packaging. Food packaging in our era today, if we look around, we'll see that we have a lot of companies that are based on food. And before you can present whatever it is that you want to sell to the market, you must package it. Of course, everybody knows that. But something is distinguishing you from every other company. Something is definitely segregating you from every other company. And what that is your packaging material. What you chose to package your product with. A lot of people package their products with, cartons, with nylons, with containers, wood. We have a lot of packaging materials. Of course, I'll talk about that later. So, we're talking about the fundamental of packaging materials. Um, okay, so several packaging functions include preventions of spoilage, like I've said. There must be an initiative that is driving you into processing your food, like the bean flour that don't mind the noise. Like the bean flour that I said I'm into now, something actually initiated my creativity into bean flour. And what that is I'm going to say a small story. So there was a day in our house we wanted to make akara, and everybody was so tired. So we're now looking for who will start peeling the beans, we'll soak it, we'll take it to the so everybody was so tired, nobody wants to take up that responsibility. And I felt okay, so we can actually do this. There's a way we can reduce all the stress. And for people in the um urban area who doesn't have that luxury of time of soaking beans, peeling it, then taking it to, for those of us that doesn't have mixer or buchi blender in our house that can quickly help us to blend, we have to take it to somebody to help us to blend. So to reduce all that stress, I felt okay, let us do this. I can actually do this. I can, start this. So to prevent the spoilage, what the spoilage aspect of it is, at the end of the day, that akara that we made actually was excess, and we cannot even finish it. So If we have that bean flour, and I felt okay, if we have that bean flour and we put little of that flour in the water and we mix it and make our akara. If it's not enough, you can take another one. So you have your flour prevented. You also have your whatever it is that you want to make. So it is of good um, um, you're preserving your time also. So we have preservation of food quality, of course. My bean flour, for everybody or anyone that have been tested or that have tasted it, they tested to the fact that it is crunchy and it is okay. Why? Because I took out my time to make sure that I'm doing this very well. So, and physical protection, and of course, you have products information. It bring conveniency for you. Everybody knows that you have your conveniency when you want to make stuffs like that. So again, in processing of agricultural produce, there is one thing that you must, and of course, be aware of is the fact that you don't just use any materials for your processing. If not for the country where we are, that we find ourselves in this present situation, that God should help us, the material that is best used for any produce of agricultural products should be steel, stainless steel. That is the best, but because it is very expensive, and a lot of people don't want to go into that, so we use metal steel. Yeah, people use metal steel now. Of course, that is not the best material. The best material for any processing food, of course, anything that you are going to eat, if is what you will eat into your mouth, and you are is going to take that processing period, what you should be making use of is a stainless steel. So please, let's get that into our head, that whatever you're going to use for your processing should be stainless steel. And again, you should be creativity in whatever you want to do. Be very, very creative. Be very, very creative. Basically, I'm going to be talking much on packaging materials. So you go to the market and you wanted to buy a particular stuff, and you see that this stuff that you want to buy, the packaging material is not enticing. I've seen somebody that goes into buying a product because of the packaging material, and he said this packaging material that they use for this particular one will be durable. Another one, he said this one will be durable. If I didn't finish my produce, if I didn't finish whatever it is that I've bought, I can still preserve it. So your packaging material must be your selling point. Of course, it is your selling point. Let me even put it like that. Your packaging materials is your selling point, because if you are not packaging whatever it is that you want to sell very well, people might you might not entice your what's it called, your buyer. Now, who are your targets? Who are the people you are targeting? There must be people that you're looking up to, that okay, my produce or my products, whatever it is that I want to produce, these are my target market. These are the people that I want them to get this. These are the people that I feel they need this. And that is what take us back to, I said, for every solution there must be a problem. Before you can say that you want to solve a problem, before you can say you want to give a solution to a particular thing, there must be a problem to that thing that you want to solve. So now you will sit yourself down and think about, who are these people, or who are those people that suffer this more? Then when you are able to answer that question, you will be able to drive yourself into the solution very well, so that you will not get to the middle of the middle of the road and you're unable to fulfill, or you're unable to get yourself going, you are unable to continue. Consistency is very, very important also. Consistency and the quality. I told people, okay, now beans is very expensive, so I have to go to IITA and bought some amount of beans from them. So when I buy, I plant. So what I plant, I harvest. That is what I use for my bean flour now, because beans is very expensive for every part of the world, or any state you go to now. You know that beans is very expensive. You are getting your beans at the rate of maybe one Congo. You are getting this 5,000, 5,500. is now, I think it's not very expensive. So you cannot expect me to buy that. How much am I going to sell? And I don't want to reduce my quality, because that is my selling point. I don't want to reduce my quality. So you must be able to think out of the box that, okay, if this problem arise, how am I going to solve it? You must prepare yourself for any problem that is coming, because of course you will get a problem. So we have a lot of packaging materials. We have different types of packaging materials, but the food you want to use them to package matters. The food you want to use them for matters. There are a lot of materials that you cannot use for the consumable food. There are consumable food that immediately you just start eating them. There are materials that you cannot use to preserve such. And there are some that you still have to process them. They are semi-processed, like your noodles. They are semi-processed. They are parboiled food. So you know that you will still cook them before you heat them. And of course, the material they use in packaging that food process, I cannot say that is not good, but because of economics, they have to economize, you know, at some extent is okay. But if we are to look at it very well, that is not a proper packaging material for it. Then design of your packaging material. You must be able to sit yourself down and get a detailed design for your packaging material. A detailed and attractive detailed design, appealing detailed design, well well detailed, that somebody who is not into the line of whatsoever you're doing should be able to read through that, okay, this is what this person is talking about. So you must be simple in your in your detailing. Yes, be simple in your detailing. So we have a lot of packaging material. We have aseptic, we have can, we have boxes, we have cartons, flexible package, we have pallet, we have tray, we have wood, nylons, we have and so on and so forth. Of course, there are very, very many like that that we use for packaging material. So another thing is, when you want to package your material, or when you want to package your processed produce. Now, there is this thing we call net content, or let me put it this way. The quantity of what you have inside your packaging material. As far as people don't take note of this, but it is very, very essential and important. When you are putting something, I have a weighing balance that whatever I want to put inside my packaging materials, I weigh it before I do that. Why? Not because I want people to know that this is the content, or this is the amount of the the material I have inside this thing, or this is the amount of the this is the quantity of what I have inside this packaging material. It is beyond that. It is more than that. Now, if you're just doing free of charge, you're just putting, you're not weighing, you might be at loss. I got to learn that when I started um, my own business. Then I was putting anyhow I want. I'll put it, and I put at the back. I put 1 kg. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. So at the back, I put 1 kg. But somebody now told me that, do you know that this thing that you are doing is actually more than 1 kg? Have you tried to weigh it before? Said, no, I don't have a weighing balance to do that. And he said, no, you should have a weighing balance. And that was what initiated me to go and buy a weighing balance, just for me you know, to weigh it and know the quantity of what I have in my packaging material. So we have some roles of food packaging. We have some roles of food packaging. That's, you can say, the functions of food packaging. Number one is for protection and preservation. Now, you cannot just expose, you cannot go to the market and you saw a well packaged whatever you want to buy, and you saw another one that is exposed to flies, to bacterials, to a lot of things. And because you want to protect yourself, you don't just want to eat anything that comes anyhow or anywhere. You don't want to dive yourself into that. You don't want to eat such. What would you go for? You go for the one that is packaged. You go for the one that is well covered. And that is it for protection, and also for preservation. We have our tomato paste. A lot of tomato paste, a lot of people, they prefer to go for the sachet. Why? Because you can, if you want to make whatever you want to make, your jollof rice, your stew, if it's two sachets that you're going to make use of, you will know that it's two sachets. But if you are going for the tin, you might took the tin and you don't finish the quantity. So what happens to the rest? What if you don't have a freezer in your house? So you discover that when you leave it in the kitchen, a lot of flies are coming into it. Then they started perching on it, and before you know it, you have bacteria. And we are preventing that. We are preventing that. We wouldn't want you to be to be infected. So number two is containment and food waste reduction. We want to reduce wastage of food. I saw a documentary in Benue State. I serve in Benue State. I saw a documentary. Benue is a land of food. I think that's one of their, that's their motto anyway. They have oranges, they have yam. So they said they don't have a good road to transport those things outside Benue. And there was a particular community that there's about two pickup of orange that have spoiled. You can imagine. Why? Because there is no way they can preserve it. There's no way, there's no containment. Had it been there is any processing company around that can help them, or there is any way they can preserve it, there's any way they can package it that will still preserve that particular orange. What of yam? What of a lot of tomatoes and stuff like that? There was a time they said the north people were unable to bring tomatoes down to the south. From north, they cannot transport tomato down to the south because of transportation problem. And there, they have excess, is even is wasting there. Here, we don't have enough and we need it, but we don't have enough. So one of the problem is transportation. And how can we, the one we have here, if you're packaging your material very well, you're packaging your process or your produce very well, at least you can elongate the lifespan. So we have marketing and information. Yes, if I package my material and I don't put detailing on it, how would people know that? So for marketing and information, for people to, to have the knowledge of what you're selling, and for them to be able to dive into whatever it is that you're selling, so people will be aware that this is the material, or this is the produce that you are selling. Are we together? So, for information also, you are giving information to people that this is me, this is what I sell. So if your packaging materials is not well detailed, people might not be able to identify what you have in your container. Now, there is a content and there is a container. So the container is telling people what you have. The container or the content is what you have in the container. Yes, the content is what you have in the container. So if you have something reasonable or something good in the content, and the container is not telling people what you have inside, how would they know? So you must have a well detailing um, packaging materials that will identify or tell people what you have. Then we have traceability. so that people will be able to trace it, that this is the person that owns this. This is who this is. All of us, we know Yale. Everybody knows uh, this Gino, we know Dangote by their packaging materials. We know them. We know all those people for conveniency. For conveniency, this tomato paste that I'm talking about now, I can carry it anywhere. I can put it in my purse. I can put it in my bag. I can put sachet tomato in my bag. It is very, very transportable. Then we have tamper indication, so that nobody is just tampering with your produce or anything is just happening to. Then we have other function. We have other functions of your food packaging. So we have primary packaging material, we have secondary packaging material, we have tertiary, each with its own set of consideration. It depends. Your ice water, if you are into ice water, those people that do ice water, those are the primary. We have the secondary, we have the tertiary, those are the advanced advanced part of it. Then sorry, okay, I'm sorry, I'm okay. So we have, I have some little list of food here that you, okay, quickly I want to talk about the principle of food packaging. The principal function of traditional food, you know, one of the principal functions of the most important of it is reduction of food deterioration. Of course, like I've said before, then again we have maintenance of quality and safety. That is another one. Then we have the reduction and elimination of physical damage to food. It prevents, quick damage of your food. So of course, we all know that packaging your food is very, very important, and is very essential. Sorry, I quickly want to go back to the slide. Uh, Please excuse me a few minutes. Okay. Okay, so as we have a lot of we have some risk pertaining to your processing of food. We have some risk. Okay. Now we have some risk. Your environment where you produce whatever you want to produce is very, very important. For those that are going into a very large production, your environment is very important, because you cannot be producing something for people to consume and you don't have a clean environment. Your environment is very important. There, of course, there is a particular thing that people are running away from: bacteria. People are running away from bacteria, they are running away from disease, they are running away from a lot of things. And these cause cancer, some can cause diabetes. If you if you are coming to the master class, of course I will be diving into why or how these things can cause a lot of disease. They can cause cancer, they can cause diabetes, obesities, a lot of things. They can cause a lot of things. So I'm saying a lot of processing food now, that they don't choose their packaging material very well, have caused a lot of damage in people's life. I have quite a number of testifiers to that. When you are not choosing your packaging material very well, you are damaging people's life. And of course, you too, that you are producing whatever you are producing, you are at risk, because by the time they find you, you will not be able to to bail yourself out. So you must be very, very distinct in whatever you are doing. Very, very. So another thing that I want to talk about is sorry. Can people hear me here?
Yes, we can hear
Am
you.
I audible? Okay. I've been talking to myself all along. Okay, so we have some commercially main reason we oh my god. Oh my god, please don't mind it. Okay, so sorry about that. So I can say that almost all food is processed in some way. We can agree with me. Almost all the food that we consume are processed in some ways. But commercially, the main reason we process our food is because of or to eliminate microorganisms which may cause disease and to extend shelf life. Cooking or combining a food with other foodstuffs to create a recipe is also considered a form of food processing. You know, you have a particular food processing that you combine with your own food to make a particular food, stuff like that. So we have some effect of processing and storage of food. Effect of processing and storage of food. Some vitamins are more stable, less affected by processing. This is a very, very vital part of processing food that we will know in the master class. Then we have water soluble vitamins. That's B group. There are B group and C group, and we have some more unstable than fat soluble vitamin that has to do with K, A, D, and E during fruit processing and storage. So the most unstable vitamins include folate, thiamine, and vitamin C. These ones are very, very unstable vitamins. So you cannot how can I put this English? They are not guessable. Yes, they are not guessable. You cannot just guess that, okay, this one should be present in this one should be present in this. No, they are not guessable. And we have some that they are very, very stable. Yes, you can guess it that yes, this one is present in this. They are niacin, that's vitamin B3, they are vitamin K, vitamin D, biotin, and of course, we all know that absence of vitamin D can cause a lot of things in your body. So we have some process affecting food nutrient content. A variety of things can happen during the growing, harvesting, storage, and preparing of food. You can agree with me that when you are processing your food, when you're harvesting your food, when you store your food, or when you are preparing it, a lot of things can happen during that process. So, and it can also affect the nutritional content. So, those things you will know in the master class. So we have part of the things that can affect your processing of food even before you package them are fertilizers. Of course, the fertilizers that are used, if they are not organic fertilizer, there are organic fertilizers now. There is this particular organic fertilizer that I use in my farm. That is neem oil. If you want me to teach you how to make or produce neem oil, if you subscribe to the master class, you will get that free of charge. I'm going to be teaching people. And I of course, if you subscribe to the master class, I'm going to teach how to make custard powder free of charge too. So milling, during the milling, you discover that there are a lot of bacteria that happen in the process of your milling, especially when you don't have a clean environment. When you don't have a clean environment, blanching. This blanching is very important. Of course, people that do bean flour, rice flour, yam flour, banana flour, they are the ones that do blanching most. Plantain chips, I think those people that do plantain chips, most of them don't do blanching, but some of them do blanching too. So blanching is also very, very important and is one of the effects of microorganism. Before a food is canned or frozen, it is usually heated very quickly with steam or water. The water-soluble vitamins, including vitamin C and B complex, are sensitive and easily destroyed by blanching. Yes, I purposely said that because, you know, when we want to make our yam flour, some people prefer to blanch in different uh, um, degrees, some in 30 degrees, some in 20 degrees, some in 0 degrees, some don't even blanch at all. And it depends on how you want to dry your yam flour. Depends on how you want to. So canning, also freezing, we have pasteurization, we have high pressure process, we have dehydrating. So a lot of things like that that contributes to the effect uh, of your microorganism or whatever it is. So we have ultra processed foods, ultra processed foods and beverages. They are products formulated from industrial process and contain industrially derived ingredients. These processing techniques used in ultra processed food differ from the more basic and traditional method. So you have there are some common examples. We have carbonated soft drinks and energy drinks. If you are going into drinks, zobo, you know, fruit juice, smoothie, yes, stuff like that. Then this one is for you. The ultra processed food is basically for you. We have conventionary biscuits, pastry, we have sweetening breakfast cereals, prepared meats, cheese, pasta, pizza, dishes, sausage, burgers, hot dogs, and other concentrated meat products. We have powdered and packaged instant soups, noodles, and dessert. All these are they are pre-processed. They are pre-processed. So we have some ultra processed food and health. Ultra processed food and health. Consumption of ultra processed foods can lead to increased energy intake, resulting in weight gain. You can agree with me that there are some ultra processed food that can lead to weight gain. Why am I saying this? Is because when you are processing your food, what is making your own processing material or processing or product to be different from others is the fact that you are aware of the packaging materials to use. How your packaging materials can affect whatever thing you want to sell out for people. Now, I talked about the one that can affect the vitamins. Yes, blanching. I talked about it. That if you are going to blanch your material, you should have known that, okay, I'm going to blanch this material. If I'm going to blanch this material, this produce, what type of material am I now going to use that is going to protect or is going to prevent the elimination of whatever vitamins that you have present in your produce. So you preserving the vitamins present in every of your agricultural produce is very, very important, because that is exactly what you want to give people. You don't want to just give them whatever it is. So I'm sorry, I think I'm going to stop now. If there's any question, I will be entertaining question, and if you still need more of these things, we can quickly do that. um Hello, can you hear me?
Please let us unmute and ask our questions. We can hear you, ma.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good
Uh, thank
afternoon.
Thank you so much for this wonderful section. Although I was late, but I really enjoyed it because this section is like it was meant for me. My business is located in Benue State. I'm in the north, middle belt
Wow.
precisely, and that is one of the basic challenge that we are having. Is like this class is the savior of our business because currently there is tomato wastage. Although I'm not in that very field, I'm into cultivation of yam cassava. Then I
Okay.
want to now process these yams and cassava as well. But the problem is that although I'm a registered business, I don't have NAFDAC number. I do not register with NAFDAC or any of the food and regulatory bodies that would give me the license to now package my materials because and the transportation cost, like you said, it has been a huge challenge. I have yams
Yes.
each time I want to weight it or transport it across the state. It's deep, like it's difficult, and some of my customers actually want it processed in a finished product like their mala. They want it in that way, but I cannot because I lack knowledge on how we go about processing it into a finished product. So this class, I just want to ask, I would love to know the bodies in Nigeria that before you be able to process your food products into finished products, what and what like how am I going to go about it in terms of making sure it meets the required standard? Thank you, ma.
Okay. Um, Firstly, I'm sorry to hear that because, but I think your question or your testament is confirming what I said about what is going on in Benue State. Okay, so to what you said you are facing as a challenge is everywhere, but I think we have okay. Um, Mr. Wale, Mr. Wale, are you there? Mr. Wale.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Unmerited grace. We really appreciate that question. So, our facilitator will definitely attend to that. But as regards to that regulation and bodies, so don't worry. There will still be another session that will address the regulation and the policies that governs food processing and packaging and what she needs to follow. But she will answer every other questions that you've asked. Thank you very much. So Ma, you can continue.
Okay. So I have some people that I can actually introduce you to, but there are a lot of things that you need to do as a business owner for yourself that will help you and that we even singled you out from every other businesses or every other associate that you have. You know, it can be very, very painful when you have your own business that's supposed to be fetching you money, and at the end of the day, you are not even getting the money. Instead, you are in lost. May we not be in lost. So definitely, it will be very painful. So maybe in the master class, I'm going to be saying some things, and I'm going to be introducing some. I'll put out some companies that you can register with that will help you. Some can come down to you, they will take your produce. Yes, some they will come down to you, they will take your produce. They will take your produce, they will pay you. Some can actually partner with you. Some can partner with you, depends on any of their offer that is favorable to you, sha. Any of their offer that is favorable to you. Is there any other questions? I think.
Okay, Ma, Ms. Mustafa, can you ask your question, please?
Hello, Mr. Mustafa, you can go ahead. You are muted if you can unmute yourself.
All right, ma'am. Miss Blessing, can you go ahead and ask your ma'am?
Okay, good afternoon. Can you hear me, please?
Please, can you be audible a little bit?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. So, Ma, I wanted to ask. Um, you're into plantain flour production, right? Do you produce plantain flour?
Yes, yes, yes. Plantain flour, yam flour, bean flour, rice flour.
Okay. So, I wanted to ask you with regards to the plantain flour. Is it a must one should blanch? And again, in terms of the blanching, do you blanch with the peel, or it's when you're done peeling that you blanch? And then is it a must you blanch? Because when I started off initially, I was blanching, but then I blanched with the peel. And what it does is that it helps in peeling. It makes the peeling easier. It makes it easier. It takes away that gummy stuff. But then it's kind of stress to the process, especially when you're doing it manually without the blanching machine, uh, specifically for that purpose. So I want to know if it's a must, and if you must do it, what are the different ways one can blanch on rice plantain? Thank you.
I think this depends on your conveniency. Have you tried everything? Now, before me, I do anything. There was a time when I wanted to do my bean flour. People were saying that I should not peel. Some were saying I should peel. So I tried it. I did the peeling, I did the unpeeled. And I stick to the one that works for me. I stick to the one that my customer prefer. So you can don't look at the wastage. Everything is going to work out for you. Try the blanched, try the unblanched, try every process or whatever process that you want. I don't want to tell you that this is what you should do. You are the one selling for your customers. Depends on what your customer wants. If you are looking at the stressful one, which one is convenient for you? The one that is convenient that still have that quality, markets that is convenient and still have that quality. If you are looking at convenience, no business is convenient. There's no processing of food that is convenient. There's no processing of food that is convenient. But the one that is, at least is still partially convenient for you, that you know that okay, I can stick to this one. This one can actually work for me. Yeah, and it meets your customer requirement. I will tell you to do that one. Mine was not convenient. When I'm peeling my own beans, like I want to peel a bag of beans, you know how stressful that can be. You know how stressful it can be. When I started, there is no machine, there is nothing. I was using my hand. I will peel very early in the morning. My back will be paining me like this. So I did it. It depends on your sacrifice. It is your business, and you want to give out quality to people. What differentiates me, I used to say it today, is my quality and the creativity of my packaging. So thank you very much. That is it. You stick to the one that works for you and the ones that your customer demand, that they want.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, ma. If I may ask, now I get your explanation in terms of the convenience. I get it. But now I wanted to ask again, with regards to plantain, I know if you're blanching for yam, you have to peel off, peel after the peeling before you blanch. But I'm a little bit confused when it comes to that plantain. Um, must I peel before blanching? I just want to know which is the right thing. Now, I'm not talking about if I should blanch or not, but I want to know in terms of the blanching. Can, must I
So, should
which
you
is
peel
the
before
real
you
blanching?
now?
When I started initially, okay, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. There's this one that I used to do for myself, not the flour now. The the unripe plantain with the peel. I will not peel it all. I will blend and I will make it like that. There is another one too that I will do that will peel it. So it depends on what you want. I'm still saying it depends on what you want. If you want to blanch with the peel, it's okay, it's fine. It's cool. If you don't want to peel with the if you don't want to blanch with the peel, it is okay. That is why I said depends on what you want. You can decide to blanch it with the peel. You can decide not to blanch it with the peel. So the both are still okay. The two
Okay.
are the two are still okay. They are fine.
Oh, all right. Okay, thank
That's
you.
when you want to grind it. That you have somebody that will grind it for you, that will accept it, that will not shout at you. Of course, if you will
Yeah.
not look at it, looking at you. And if you have your
Yeah.
machine that can help you to grind it, it's fine. None of it that you do is okay. In fact, with the peel is more nutritional. People say it's more nutritional than the one that depends on some certain people. There are some certain people that the one you peel is okay for. There are some certain people that the one you don't peel is okay for. So that's why I
Yeah,
said
especially when you don't
customer
see, they will reject the one you don't because of the color at the end of the day to be darker.
too. Like me now, my bean flour, I have the ones that I added crayfish and pepper. I have the one that I don't add anything at all. Depends on what my customer wants. There are some that they prefer that one that doesn't have anything. There are some that they prefer the one that has pepper and crayfish. So you can do the two. You can do both the peel and unpeel and let your customer select the one they want.
Mm. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for your response. So just we're in the same line of business, and I really get your explanation. I really get because there was a time I was also in that particular challenge, especially with regards to processing of the beans flour. Some persons just buy the beans, they break it, winnow it, and grind it to powder. While some persons buy, break, wash. In the process of washing, they take off the shaft. So, and there was this question of which is more economical, which is more beneficial. Is it to wash and dry, or to just break it, winnow it, and grind it straight up without even washing it? So, some of this is where the questions around it. So, but I get from your explanation, I get it very well. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Is there any other question?
Please let's ask questions.
I think there's no more question. I can go now, right?
No, don't go
All
yet,
right.
ma. Don't go quickly. Don't go.
Okay,
Quickly. I just wanted to confirm something from you, please.
okay.
Now, when you have different, I don't know if your product is certified with NAFDAC, but I just want to ask this with regards to NAFDAC certification. For instance, now you have this variety, like you have the beans, the plain one that is just like that, and then you have the one with crayfish and pepper. Then, if you want to, in terms of your packaging now, how would you want to go about it? If you want to get NAFDAC number now, will you get NAFDAC number for just the plain one, just the plain one, get NAFDAC number, and then when you're selling, you now differentiate. Okay, this one has crayfish or this particular ingredient. This one is just plain. So I just want to understand that a little, please.
Have you been to a NAFDAC office before to for your product?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
What was did they ask you something related to that?
No, 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 no,
Okay, so this is it.
no.
I have a company. It's just like when you want to register at CAC. You have a company. This is
Yeah.
what you do in your company. So your creativity does not concern them. So far, you are doing the right thing. Are you with me? What you are adding
Yes.
to the produce. does not concern them. So far, you are doing the right thing. Mark the right thing. I can decide that
Okay.
I want to be doing coke. I tell you that I'm doing coke, but inside my coke, I said I want it to be cold. I sell the code for people. I sell the one that is not cold for people. Does that concern you? Okay, should I take
Okay.
NAFDAC for the one that is cold and take NAFDAC for the one that is not cold? It's
Okay.
the same produce. It's just the creativity that is different. It's material or ingredient that is different. Are we together? It's the same
Yes,
company
yes, I get.
that you do. But if you're not doing something entirely different from it, you might need to go back. That they should come and assess this thing again. Oh, you are doing another thing. Oh, this is what you are doing that is different from what you are doing, entirely different from what you are doing. Then you might need to invite them
Oh,
over to come and assess it.
okay.
That is it.
Okay, I think I get it now because this has really been a thing of concern. Like I was scared thinking that okay, if I get NAFDAC number for beans flour, let's
No,
say I got NAFDAC number for the paid one. If I want to do unpaid one now, I'll have to go and get another NAFDAC number. So it's been a thing of concern.
those people making
So
bread,
okay.
we have variety. We have coconut bread, we have chocolate bread. So now if I want to make ordinary bread, I have NAFDAC number. If I want to take the chocolate, I have another NAFDAC number. If I, no, it doesn't work like that. That's not it.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I think I can go now in the absence of no other questions. Thank you very much for your time, everyone. I really, really appreciate you. God bless you. Um, my name is Inomido.
Please,
Thank
the
you.
material we need the material since you didn't project. Please.
Okay, no problem. The you can reach out to the host. They will get to me and I will give it to them. I will release the materials to them.
And then what about the master class you mentioned?
They will get back to you also about it.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to our facilitator for today, Miss Ife Jola. I really appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, also for your contribution. Thank you for your input. We really celebrate your questions. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. So, as regards to the master class, we'll keep in touch on that. But then we are working towards this business series for now. So, everyone will be a beneficiary at this early stage. But then the master class is coming up at a more appropriate time, whereby then it will attract some commitment fee. But for the fact that you are part of us now, there will be an additional advantage for you when we get to that point. So let's continue sharing the details of the training. Let's share with us members, let's share with people in our community, let's share it in our social platform. For those who are not on the group yet, you will definitely receive a mail that carries the group link. As far as you have registered with us, you will get the link in your mailbox. And also, let's be more than this next week as we continue the series. And then, if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to any of the admins on the group. Just feel free to reach out. If you have anything, if you have any contribution, any observation, kindly reach out to us. We will attend to you appropriately. And one last thing, I promised earlier that those people that join us early, that's the five, I think there are 5 or 4 that join us early. We have noted your names and we'll be reaching out to you. We'll be reaching out to you. You will be part of our spotlight for the week. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone. So finally, before I go, just like I mentioned earlier in the previous slide, the series continues because it covers for all of, we're going to be covering a whole lot as regards to food processing and packaging. And just like some of the questions that was asked today, some people were asking about the policy Yes, we are coming down to that point. The policies and the regulations that warrant you having a food business, a food processing business, we are going to be training you on that. So no cause for alarm. We are getting there. We appreciate you for your time. And just like I also mentioned, Kilani Consulting will help you in terms of your business operation in procurement of machinery and equipment. If by the time you are done with this training and you are starting your business in full, feel free to reach out to us to get the equipment you need, like your blender, your dryer, and every equipment you need. We are going to get them for you and guarantee you that they are going to serve you better at a discount price. Just reach out to us with time. And even if you have anyone who also is also interested in buying other larger machines, maybe sealing machine, anything processing machine or manufacturing machine, just reach out to us. We will get them across to you. So once again, I thank you for your time. And for everyone that is on this call, feel free to reach out to us on our Instagram page at Kelani Consulting. Just ensure that we'll be putting up a post on Monday morning. We encourage everyone to follow that post. And what we want you to do on that post is comment on that post with your business name. Comment on that post with your business name, like, or maybe your name is Kilani Business now. Just when you get to that post, just comment on it and then follow us, share our business training, share it with your colleagues at work, share it with your customers, so that every one of us, we can collaborate together and secure food in our country. And beyond food, regardless of the business you are into, I can definitely assure you that from this training, you will definitely get the avenue to scale your business. I appreciate everyone. I thank our facilitator once again. I thank all our participants. I cannot mention everyone, but let me just appreciate everyone at once. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for your commitment. See you again in the next session. So that is it from us today. Thank you to our host, um, the director of operation at Kelani Engineering Service. They are with us here, but they are behind the scene, pushing it out for us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and thank you. Madam Muinat Belu, I we will reach out to you. We will reach out to you, and also Unmerited Grace, we will also reach out to you. Please your indicate your name on the group, or if you are not on the group yet, let us know now before we end the call so that we can add you up to the group. Thank you very much, and do have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.